Kind of wanted to give a really quick update on my journey through making animation rigs and working on some of the different animation projects that I've been working on. And this is kind of a demonstration of like a rig before and kind of how I had it done before versus what I'm wanting to do now. So before, for my IK and FK rigs, I would end up having this system. So you see this arm is updating based on whether or not this bone is moved up or down, which is all right, and it's still really neat. But for certain things like bendy bones and stuff like that, like I would have to do this number, um, based on his like doing this kind of stuff for the bendy bones and doing some weird stuff with it, which is fine. But for the most part, uh, can be a bit weird and tedious, and is also a lot to set up. In order to get this type of system set up, it does take a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. So, what I ended up finding was a way to do it with these menus. So, is if you've made a Rigify rig or you've done anything else like that, you'll kind of recognize a little bit of what I'm showing off here, which is just about the same kind of thing. Here, these are all set to IK. Is if I turn it off, then it'll go over to FK, and then do the same thing there. For the bendy bones, same kind of thing, but it's just all in this panel. So instead of doing it with the bones, I can do it instead um, with this menu. So then I don't have like a huge panel and a mess or anything else like that, which is really nice. In order to get it, I made a short kind of making fun of myself of just like, oh, look, I have to do more programming in order to make this work, which for the most part, like, I don't have the greatest relationship with programming, but for the most part, like, I'm able to do it and I'm able to do it really, really well. This is just basically Python, with the class and a couple of different functions in order to make this work. Um, do not ask me what everything does. For the most part, like, I have a decent understanding, but I just needed it for what I needed it for and got it working. I can at least tell you most of everything that is happening within the um, draw function, but other than that, like, I couldn't tell you. But essentially, we just initialize our layout, grab the rig, um, set up the first row, which then a label for it, which is just this little label, and then grabbing our bones, our left and right hand, our left and right foot, and then just making a column, making a row in that column, and then making the buttons for it. So, and then just continuing the same thing all the way down through here. These all connects and like see this row dot prop. This connects to the right arm A bones custom property. So these are all custom properties that I've set up for the bone, which was a pain to make initially, and then I was able to figure out a way to copy them to like all the other bones that I want to make into bendy bones. And then from there, it's just controlled with drivers. So then it's just that uh, custom property that I made there, and then they are just all controlled from there. Which, like I said, is so much better. I really like the menu system a lot better than I do like a panel. Like panels are really neat for certain things, but I feel like they're particularly for like certain faces and stuff. And I feel like even like this face panel, like I think I can just make this into a panel as well, which I've started doing. I just haven't gotten to a good point with it yet. But I want to replace these with the face panel or with the menu, so that then I can just set whatever mouth shape that I want and then go from there. Which I know that there's a way to be able to make it a drop down, so that I can just do a drop down of like face shape A, B, and C, or what they actually are. But I haven't gotten that far. I just need to figure out how to do that, but there's a way to do it. Uh, but yeah. So, and then this rig is pretty much almost done. I just need to make the shapes and a couple other controls, as well as just wrapping up all this, because the rest of these don't do anything yet. I just need to link them with the drivers, which is just a long, tedious thing of just repeatedly making the drivers, but not that difficult. Other than that, this rig is almost done. Same thing with a few other rigs that I have, particularly my Vector rig, because my god, this is a mess. Good luck making sense of this, ladies and gentlemen. Um, so it's gonna have a lot of the same type of stuff, but it's just gonna be a bunch of these facial controls that do a lot of different things, but I just need to get them to actually work. But yeah. This I will talk about at some point, but I just wanted to cover my little experimentation here. So, but yeah, thank you all for watching.